Hello, my name is Adrián Martínez, and I would like to speak to you about all my experiences, all the things I have done, and all the things I have learned during my years as a student in this school. So first, this is my autobiography. I won't really get into it. There's a lot of pictures of me, a few pictures of me, and then this is my autobiography where I describe my passing through all the different schools I've been in. And then here's also my curriculum, where I explain my skills and my talents. And again, I state my previous experience in my previous schools. So I chose two skills that I think are the most important ones that I learned. One of them is critical thinking. I think this school has given me a lot of tools that I can later apply in life. But well, I think one of the most important is critical thinking. So I can think of several projects where I exercised critical thinking, but I narrowed them down to the following two. So I would like to begin with the project me and my friends did for our history class, formerly known as México en la Agenda Global. During fourth semester, we had to choose one of the many problems that modern Mexico faces today, and we decided to choose violence and mistreatment towards women. The teacher thought it was remarkable that a group consisting exclusively of men would want to address this issue. So using precisely our critical thinking, we did a lot of research, and we sort of began to understand the roots and the very origin of the problem, and how we can all contribute to eradicate this problem, to eliminate it completely. It will take time, but we did find a lot of interesting points of view. And so we managed to get as space as possible where one of our teammates impacted over 1,000 people with a speech about equality, and this all gave us a whole new idea about equity and made us realize its importance. The second project I chose was this very project. I have always liked this type of projects when we can look back and see all the experiences we had and what has come out of them. I really enjoyed looking back at my years in high school and looking what I got out of them. I think, well, that is one of the most important things the school has taught me, and I think this is actually a really good exercise in critical thinking and knowing what I did and what I didn't do, what I could have done maybe in another way, to reflect upon what all the things I've done, and I think that's one of the most important things the school has taught me. The second skill I chose was self-management. So as I mentioned before, well, I think critical thinking is the most important one, but self-management is definitely up there. I'd like to speak about the business challenge, where it was sort of a game, somewhat of a game, but it was mostly a business simulator in which we had were the heads of a certain company, and we had to work efficiently since we had a limited time in order to do investments, and this all helped us a lot to know a lot more about teamwork and to manage to make the best out of every situation, always looking out for the company. Another project I consider to have taught me a lot about self-management is the project I'm doing right now in my literature class. The final project is to have a sort of book or booklet with a compilation of all our, well, what we consider to be our best stories. So this has given me a lot of insight, even the slightest insight into what being a writer is and having to meet deadlines and having to meet certain criteria. It has taught me a lot about rigor and hard work, and I think it's really important, and I consider it as a really good exercise in self-management. So, well, thank you very much. I would like to thank everyone who has helped me. I would like to thank, well, mostly all of my friends, and of course all of my teachers, my parents, for giving me the opportunity to study in a school such as this. I really enjoyed this project. I really enjoyed doing it. I really enjoyed reflecting back on what I did and what I learned out of it. Well, thank you all very much for your attention.